tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use JavaScript and HTML to create what's called a modal. And how it works is this button right here on your HTML page, click that, and you get this pop-up. So that's pretty much what and you click anywhere out and it goes away. Very useful and pretty simple to implement, which is nice. So it's kind of like a pop-up page, and let's just go over there's basically three parts. There's some styling, some HTML, and some JavaScript to make this happen. So in the styling, you really just need to style your modal for, so it shouldn't be showing by default. So we have display none, give it a fixed position is usually the way to go. You can give it 0 and 0 for top left. You can make width 100, though you'll see we're gonna make it so it doesn't take up the whole page, but it's gonna have a width of 100 for its layer. Allow it overflow so that it could scroll if needed. And this is up to you, what you give the background color. And then for the content of the page, I think we have a white background there. I did give it margins around all sides of 15%. Also gave it a padding and a border, as you noticed, and then made the width just 80% so that you'll notice when I click here, this is about 80% of the page, and there's that border I was talking about. So all that stuff is there. Again, this is something you can customize to your liking. And then there is a little close button that you may or may not have noticed, this X right here. And we just did a little styling for that as well. And then made sure that there was no special things happening when we mouse over it. You notice it just kind of stays the same, the mouse. All right. So that's all the styling. And then for our HTML, we have a button, right, that you see right here. And we just said open modal. Obviously, you can put whatever you want. Just put some text on the page just so you can see what the difference between the page and the modal is. And then we have our modal ID that matches what we had in our styling. And then also our modal content. And I just put, so you can put whatever you want inside here. I did, so this is our little closing X. But then I put some text. You could have images. You can have anything you want in here. This is basically like its own little web page in itself. I just put a couple lines of text so that you can see that was actually in the modal and not part of the page, right? And then lastly, let's look at the JavaScript. And so what's going on in the JavaScript is we make connections to our modal ID, our button ID, and that close button as well. Just to be safe, we're making sure that the modal is not being displayed, even though we already did that in our style. And then we have some functions. This function connects to our button and makes it so that when we click on the button, we are going to display our modal, right? And so when you click on this button, it will display. It sets the display as block, which is a traditional way to display. And then when we click on the span represents our X, our close, we go back to display equals none. And then we detect if you clicked anywhere else on the screen, and the same thing happens. This is the display equals none, which is kind of traditional. So if I click in the modal, I'm good, but anywhere out, it gets rid of it, which is what you would expect. And so that's it. This is a very popular way to, a very popular function of web pages, and I actually created a web app recently called Lyrical and implemented this in there. Welcome take a look. I'm not really promoting it, just wanted you to see that I did implement this in here. So this gives you a lyric, and you have like 4 chances to get it right. Maybe you don't know what the song is here, so you can hit skip. Gives you another song. I happen to know this one is well, now it's AJR. I can't remember the name of it now, so I'm gonna have to hit skip. Oh, bang, 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 right? So submit. You got it. Title was Bang by AJR, and this is my modal that pops up. And I even have these little graphs in here giving you kind of percentages, how many times you got it right on the number of guesses. So yeah, pretty cool. I hope this is helpful, and let me know if you have any questions about it. Thanks.